Hi there. In this video, we're going to do a quick tutorial on Hikvision's MinMoe access control terminal. It is a artificial intelligent, stereoscopic computer vision, facial ID biometric access control terminal, holds 1,500 faces, and can unlock a door in 0.2 seconds. This one being the earlier generation that came out first for this series. In the middle of COVID, you'll notice it has a thermal imager on top of it. It's actually able to keep the door closed if I'm running a fever. So I'll go ahead and lift my camera out of the way there, and you'll see it does a pretty good job authenticating me pretty quickly. So up here, we have a door contact. This one here is normally closed. They come in normally closed varieties. They come in normally open varieties. And the really nice ones that have armored shielding around it come in both. And the MinMoe terminal is able to accommodate either. So if you're fortunate enough to get one that has both, you do want to use the normally open, so that way it's open whenever the door is closed, because then you can use normally closed to run in a loop to one of the two conductors of another door that connects to an access control strike similar to this one. This is a HES or HES ASA Abloy 8000C no-cut strike. And before these came out, you had to really do quite a bit of work to the door frame to accommodate an electric strike. Now you don't have to do as much, although there is some prep work involved. There is some metal behind here, and it will need to be removed. These come with two pigtails that clip right into the wire that comes right off of there. And one of them is labeled 24 volts, one of them is labeled 12 volts. Since we're going to be using POE splitters to drive ours on the POE circuit, we have 12 volts running 2 amps of a power budget. So we're gonna use the 12 volt wire on these, and from that 12 volt, we're also going to be able to power our MinMoe terminal. Which takes around 350 to 450 milliamps. The strike itself takes around 250 milliamps. You can even run a magnet with 2 amps. It's quite a bit of power for access control applications. In the box, you're going to have your MinMoe terminal. You're going to have a back plate, which this clips onto. I'll show you that in just a moment. That back plate has a hole in it, and behind that hole you'll put all the guts. This is an inexpensive POE splitter that gives us that 2 amps at 12 volts that I was talking about earlier. We're going to put that behind that plate, and this Ethernet cable will come up and plug into here. Now this barrel plug does correspond to the positive and the neutral of the barrel plug that comes on the pigtail that you'll get in the package that comes along with this unit, along with the special Allen wrench that you'll need to take care of the security screws that this unit uses in order to lock itself to the wall when we're all done. Now, I already cut this one. You'll want to strip this side and strip this side, because we're going to splice in on this, the negative or the positive. We're going to put our door electric strike on these. Now, it doesn't really matter which way you do it, because on this wire with the sticker, there's going to be a white and red, which is normally open, and there is a common, which is white and yellow. Now, that wire, when this unit recognizes a face, it's going to go from being an open circuit to a closed circuit. So you put that on either the positive or the negative, and then you put the other side of the electric strike on the positive or the negative. So when you see a face, or when this sees a face and it likes what it sees, and it closes that circuit, now your electric door strike is going to get power. And I'll show you that in just a minute on one that's been completed. So this is a completed one, and this is a newer generation. You'll notice it opened the door up even faster than their previous generation. This is that plate that all the guts are going to go behind, and that will tuck into your single gang box or plaster ring if that's what you're working with. Now, this is that connector that we cut off, and we have on this one decided to use the negative as our control wire, going kind of bridging the negative side of the circuit to the red and white cable, which connects to the neutral of the door lock. So the door lock is getting constant power or constant positive electrical from this POE splitter, along with that red cable, which is giving juice to this MinMoe terminal. And then when we want the lock to receive the neutral side, it has to work its way through this MinMoe terminal. And then the MinMoe terminal closes that normally open relay between the red, white, and yellow, white cables. Now, red and black on this unit, if you see red and black and it is not wrapped up in this sticker, that is giving power to this unit, and that is spliced in here. Now, there is another black cable which is attached to this sticker. That black cable is going to go to your door contact, and your green and yellow cable is going to go to the other side of the door contact for the local door. The door contact that sits up at the top, that normally open side, if you have normally open and normally closed on your door contact, you'll wire it to the normally open side, and then in the settings on this, we can change it so that way when it detects that the door is closed, it becomes normally open. When that circuit opens up, this thing knows that the door is closed, leaving the normally closed side to be available for a man lock situation. So if we have another door that's on the other side of this door, if that door is open, it's not going to be normally closed anymore. It's going to be open. So the part that's always tied in this case the positive, if we ran that positive into another wire, not this wire, but into another wire that went to that door contact, it would have to work its way only when the door was closed, normally closed. It would go through, come back, and then plug into the positive side of this. And that's a very inexpensive, easy way to get a man trap set up. And that's kind of all there is to wiring this. After you wire it, we'll go in and set up the terminal. You give it a password. It's going to give us an IP address. The password could be whatever you want. And the IP address, normally DHCP, it's going to pull whatever it likes. It's good to set it statically so they don't move around. You can get continuous access to them later, but that's more software and programming. Biggest thing is to get them up and running. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we can address things as they come.